you need to be using your credit card.
For what?
To get points.
I think sugar babies should be gender neutral, rated E for everyone.
So we have about 600 grand on the safe side worth of cars, but they lose so much value.
So do I, the older I get, but that doesn't mean I don't have worth.
Today we have Lexis Wilson on the show, a very popular OnlyFans model who does 6 figures a month, and she blows all her money on sugar babies and supercars. So Lexis, tell us, how did you get to that point?
It was a pretty short journey to it because that's just the choices I make. They've never been good, but I'm still here.
That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, so
yeah, why don't you walk us through, the first car you got, the second, and how it transpired all the way to
and then the third.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Got it. Well, it was Christmas time, and I thought a McLaren. What's better as a Christmas gift? What is I love you from the bottom of my heart, if not a McLaren 720S?
Wise. How much is the McLaren?
It was like $340.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big dent.
No, it was an economical choice.
So, on average, how much are you making a month, though?
$150
Okay.
on OnlyFans.
Right.
So
What other investments do you have?
it's actually all kind of transportation related, but one is way less glamorous than the other. So I own semi-trucks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm in transportation, and also I have investment properties back in my home state of Kentucky.
How many investment properties?
3.
How much did they cost?
Actually, this worked out in my favor. My parents gave them to me.
Oh, okay.
My great-grandmother's house, my grandmother's house, and their house.
Was it, just like one of those trust baby situations?
No, they just trust this baby more than my irresponsible brother.
Okay, that's really nice. About how much are they making a month?
Each property ranges anywhere from $3,000 to about $7,000 a month.
Is that profit?
Yes,
Okay.
they're all paid off.
And they're all fully paid off?
Yes, all fully paid off.
That's a nice little chunk of change extra.
Yes, but it doesn't even compare to what semi-trucks will.
Yeah, so what's the semi-trucks doing?
I'm doing about 40 to 60K a month.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So my bills are paid for by my passive investments. So OnlyFans is like fun coupons at this point.
Nice. So how did you get into semi-trucks?
It was weirdly enough, I had met someone that's what he was involved in, and I was able to, I'm a Pisces, so I emotionally manipulated him into giving me all the details that I could do it too.
Were you his sugar baby at first?
No.
Okay.
I'm way too old for that. Not in his age range at all. He has his own interests elsewhere in Gen Z. But
Okay.
but just in befriending him, kind of went that route.
Okay. So how long have you been doing that?
It's been over a year. So
That's awesome. So it sounds like beforehand you were pretty conservative with your money, you had good investments, you still have those investments.
oh, absolutely. I won't say
Am I
that.
right or no?
Most of my adult life, though, I was a pretty horrible adult.
Oh,
Like
okay.
bad choices. I had to pay off.
Still bad choices.
Sometimes, yes. But no, I was a pretty bad adult for the majority
So what
of
were
it.
you blowing your money on back then?
I just didn't understand money in general. I just never structured my life in a way. I was never surrounded by anyone that had investments. It was very, you go to high school, you go to college, you get a normal job, you work that until you die. It was
Right.
never something that I was exposed to. So it was honestly whenever I started in the OnlyFans space and I started meeting people that I even figured out how money works.
Right.
I was completely mind blown by, oh, that's how rich people get rich. I had no idea.
Yeah. You let your money compound. So your parents, it sounds like, they had 3 investment properties. So it sounds like they kind of knew what they were doing, but they didn't teach it to you?
No, they didn't so much know what they were doing. They were just out of all of the kids, the billion kids that my grandparents
really?
had. I'm from Kentucky, so you just stay having kids
Okay,
until you can
Kentucky.
no longer have kids. But they were just the most responsible of them. So when it came down to looking at retirement, it was always they were the ones responsible for the property. And then I kind of went to them and said, hey, I've kind of figured out money. I've kind of figured out investments. If you'll trust me, just let me go. Just give them to me and I'll make money off of them.
So, yeah, that one was like family passed down
Yes.
for you. Okay.
With the
cool.
intention of I'm retiring my parents.
So, if you had that whole semi-truck thing going for you, why didn't you just keep expanding that? Why did you, turn to the OF?
Well, I started that after the OnlyFans.
Oh, you did?
My OnlyFans
Okay.
money was my startup capital to do it. So mainly they're expensive to do. So whenever I get them wholesale, it's about 27 grand a piece. To make your money back out of it, you kind of have to incrementally do it.
How long does it take to make your money back on
About
that?
6 months
Gotcha.
per truck.
So, are you now in the profit with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But every time I get into the profit, I start looking at expansion.
Right. So, just kind of setting yourself up for like after.
You thought you were going to get me.
Yeah.
That I was going to be a mess.
Well, we're getting there.
I'm not saying that every choice I make is good. Sometimes you got to have fun.
I'm letting you have a little
A
bit
girl's
of
got to have her
slack
fun.
right now. Yeah. Okay. Not too much fun though, right?
I'm sure it's coming.
Okay. So you have some great investments. Now, onto OF, making about how much a month?
150
Okay. So
currently.
making about 150. How much would you say go to like expenses?
I think my monthly nut
Nut?
of bills that I have, I think equate to about 21K
Okay. For the page.
for life.
Oh, for life. Okay. So obviously there's expenses,
Absolutely.
marketing, things like that. So how much do you think you're coming out to after?
After like bills and marketing, promo, all of that, I'm saving on average about 40K a month.
Okay. Gotcha. And so your McLaren was 340.
Okay, here we go.
Right?
Okay. But I didn't pay cash for it.
Okay.
What I wanted to do is see if I could get qualified to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's like you have to prove that you can make the payments to the bank so that they give you bigger financing over time.
Is it so you could get a bigger car each
Well,
time?
absolutely, yeah.
But like when you drive a car off the lot, doesn't it depreciate?
Oh, absolutely. It's not a great asset. That's why you have to counteract it with good ones.
Yeah.
So I have wheels on the ground that make me money and wheels on the ground that bleed me money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bleed you for sure.
For sure, yeah. But what's life without a little bit of fun?
So after Christmas, you got the McLaren. Then what's next? Isn't that something else?
No, I already traded her in.
Yeah.
And I have a Ferrari 812 Superfast.
Wow. And how much was that?
That's a great question. I thought anywhere in the like 400 to 600 range.
So how much did you get for that McLaren when you turned that one in?
I would say it had only, cause it's kind of a rare vehicle when you get into the supercar, so you can get your money pretty much even Stevens back out of it, as long as you haven't done anything too crazy with it.
Did you buy those cars for yourself?
Partially. Partially. I like to spoil if I'm with someone, so
Oh,
whoever I'm dating at the time, I like to spoil.
I see.
Oh,
So you
the judgment.
So you have a little, shall I say, sugar baby situation.
I think sugar baby should be gender neutral. Everyone.
Yeah.
Rated E for everyone on the sugar babies.
So you still have that Ferrari, right?
I do. I just wrapped it.
Okay. How much did the wrap cost?
Oh, free.
It was free. Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Social media promo.
Oh, that's pretty smart. I will admit.
And I got money off of my
'Cause usually
McLaren
they're
doing
like
the same.
$4,000.
I think this one would have been around 6 because it's a very specific wrap.
Oh, okay.
It's a matte wrap.
A little bird told me that you're maybe getting a Lambo, right?
A Urus, yeah. In November.
And how much is that one?
Well, prices are going to drop in November. You have to make economical choices.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not the one that needs to worry about making economical choices.
But technically, because it's above 6,000 pounds, I can write it off as a business, so it will be in my business name.
Yeah.
And I'm getting it wrapped in a way that it will have promotional decals on it.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, be excited to see that.
Very exciting. The IRS,
around.
though, doesn't need to see it.
Yeah. So, how much did that one cost?
I'm not sure yet since I haven't gotten it, but it will
Okay.
probably be in the like 270 range.
$270? I thought they were more expensive.
I'm not getting one like
That's super-
straight off the lot. I'm
okay.
getting secondary.
Okay.
Used.
Getting a used one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can write off about like 60 to 80%.
I'm only doing 60 to be safe. I'm not going to go too crazy.
Is this car for yourself?
Why are you smirking so much?
Because it's just silly.
Okay. So the Ferrari was more of a gift, whereas I like an SUV. So
I'm same with that.
yeah, I can't afford a Ferrari Parasangue, so I kind of have to stay in my lane with the Urus.
So we have about 600 grand on the safe side worth of cars, right?
Safe side, yes.
Yeah. Like that would take about, what, 6 months to like make back?
Right, but my intention to keep them is not high.
It doesn't sound like you've been keeping them.
No, you just,
you like to flip them?
You get better. You upgrade.
But they lose so much value.
So do I the older I get, but that doesn't mean I don't have worth.
Okay. Why do you even want these flashy cars?
I think growing up pretty dirt poor, it's just you idolize certain things, and you always say, "Oh, one day if I have this much, or if I can do this, that's just the goal." I think that you can be financially responsible all you want, but if you don't have goals and ambitions, what's that thing that's driving you further?
Right.
Driving you further. Driving.
Vroom vroom. I think that for me, you know, I see your point of view, and I feel like that's like what most people's point of view is like when they first get this money. They're just like, I want that supercar, I'm gonna buy that Lambo and stuff like that. But like that's not something like tangible. Like, does it even make you feel better?
It's a reward system that you still have to be pragmatic at the end of the day. So yes, I do that. But at the same time, I have a retirement plan. It's not one thing or the other. Of course, it could be more economical to not do it, but I think that the mental toll of certain jobs is you have to have something out of it to make you feel better about it.
Yeah, I guess all that mental damage.
Right, you pay it off somehow. Vroom, vroom.
At least I'm crying in a
Crying on the
Lambo.
inside, but whipping it in a Lambo. That's kind of what it equates to for me.
Okay, yeah. So how about your house? Like,
Yes.
how much are you spending? Do you have those 3 houses that you own? Do you have, like, the current house that you're in? What is that like?
So my rent is $13,500.
Jesus.
Yes. But my intention is middle of next year, I'm in the position to buy a house.
Okay.
So renting is only temporary, and I specifically got that house because it's just a phenomenal content house.
So why aren't you in a position to buy a house right now?
Because what I eventually want to have, as far as just, I don't want to bounce around. I've moved all my life, and I'm tired of it. My reward to myself that matters the most is I want somewhere that I can call mine, and I know what I want that to look like. So the saving process is a little bit longer to make sure I'm there. Well,
Is a house that you want?
it's 3.2.
Okay.
Yes.
Conservative.
So conservative, yes.
Like, do you buy a lot of designer goods or anything?
Not at all.
But
Right, that's just, I mean,
you like to give gifts of designer
I like a good
goods.
gift. I'd rather be generous with my money and give it to someone else and have it.
About, like, how much do you spend a month on gifts?
I mean, I think it's pretty conservative. It's like 5.
That's a lot of people's salary. Just on designer goods as gifts?
What do you want from me right now?
Is that one not including that Ferrari car payment?
Oh, no.
And about how much is that Ferrari car payment?
I think I have it at around 2,800 right now.
2,800.
Mm-hmm.
How long is that going to take you to pay off?
I'm not paying it off. I'll get rid of it. Get something else.
So you're spending $8,000 in gifts. I feel like that's even a conservative.
Conservative, because that's not counting, you know, what I would spend on my friends or family.
Yeah. That doesn't hurt a little bit?
I mean, I know that I'm very lucky to be in my position. So it was just my friend's wedding. So I paid for their honeymoon.
Oh, nice.
So if I can put someone in a position that life's easier on them, I don't see the harm.
Yeah.
Because I don't look at the numbers.
That's a great way to do life. Like, don't look at your bank account.
As long as rent is paid and I have food in my belly, I just move on with my day.
Do you have like an investment account?
Yes.
Outside of your investments?
Yes.
About like how much a month do you put away for that?
About 30.
30K.
But I really don't necessarily go the savings route, as if I have money to put in savings, I usually make my money make me money. So I put it towards an investment that might take time to pay off, but I'd rather have that than it just sit in an account.
Do you have a financial advisor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Talk with them every week.
do they do investments for you? Like,
They oversee those accounts and make sure that I'm all squared away on taxes for them. And we do P&Ls to go over my taxes every month. And I pay quarterly. I'm a very good little citizen. So I try to stay on top of it.
yeah. So they're not putting your money into like S&P 500. Like
I
you're
handle my investments
Oh, you
separate
do?
from them, but
Like
I do.
stocks.
But I run things past them to make sure that they, from their position of advice, think that it's wise.
So you don't have any sort of like stock accounts or anything?
No, I'm not big on stocks, and I don't do tech investments either.
Interesting.
I have my wheelhouse that I like to stay in,
So
and I don't move out of it.
your investments are the 3 houses that you inherited.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Bullied my way into, yes.
Your freight truck business, right?
Yes.
The semi-trucks.
Yes,
Okay.
currently.
I feel like there could be a little bit more money going into the stocks. If you have the right person, that money could be...
That's what I'm
compounding.
exploring, because I know that with this career,
Yeah.
there has to be an end game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working towards that. But I will admit, a lot of my focus is I'm trying to retire my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not giving 100% focus to myself right now. It's what can I do that gets my parents off their feet?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that for sure. But, like, you know, you're making all this money, and I feel like you need to put yourself
First,
or at least
Well, this has
second.
now
It
become a
sounds
therapy
like you're,
session,
like,
Danny.
number 10.
that's how my brain has always been.
Yeah.
It's probably, I need to invest more in therapy.
I think that's a smart idea.
See, now she wants me to spend money, everyone.
Yeah, that's the smartest idea I've heard, I think.
Yeah, the
so
best
far.
investment would be in myself. Got it? Noted.
Yeah, I think that would help a lot.
Maybe one day we'll get there.
Okay.
Baby steps.
Do you have any credit cards?
Well, the only credit cards I have are for maintaining credit. I don't actually put anything on credit cards
Why do you not put anything on a credit card?
because everything I want to buy I can just afford without it.
So do you use a debit card? Or like a...
Debit card, but I do have credit cards, but I only spend enough to maintain credit.
Girl, you need to be using your credit card
For what?
to get points. Have you never learned about...
I already have elite status that I don't need
but
anything else.
still, like, why? Why spend the money if you're
Because whenever I was in my early 20s, I got into such horrible credit card debt that now I'm very
You're, like,
debt adverse.
traumatized?
Yes. So I make it that other than cars, I don't have debt.
So I'm the same way. I have $0 in debt.
Yeah. Debt's scary. Debt can overwhelm you, and I
Yeah.
don't want existential dread because I have debt.
Right. So there's like credit cards, like an Amex Platinum card, where you can you just pay it off.
I'm
every
looking
month.
into doing that. I'm just getting where I feel like I have things so under control that I can take on what I view as risk because I know how badly I've screwed it up in the past and I don't want to revisit those same demons. of I'll worry about it later. I'm very
Okay, yeah, because you don't even look at your bank account.
Yes, I'm
so.
very, well, I've scarred myself and how bad I screwed things up.
Yeah.
So
I think you're dropping the ball there, though, because, like, for me, like, my Amex card has over 1 million points, and, like, I can literally, like...
Oh, big money.
Those points compound. I book my travel through there,
Right.
everything like that, and I can literally, like, send myself to Dubai, first class, Emirates, for free. And,
Right.
like, that's just, like, sure, like, I like to keep my money, and so
Right.
I'd rather use those points and go on a free vacation.
But an Amex is designed a little bit different from a normal credit card.
Right, I have like 5 credit cards, but
Yeah.
I normally
They're
just
structured way different.
pay them off monthly in
Right.
full.
So I don't really consider that so much as like an accruing debt over time.
Yeah, but I still be racking those points up.
Yeah. But I was in the process of fixing my debt from past mistakes, and I've now got it there.
So you're $0 in debt right now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I've also paid a lovely gentleman to work with me on fixing my credit to make it immaculate so that I can just have that crossed off.
What's your credit score?
I think it's around 7. I haven't looked at it in the
Okay.
past month, but it's a 700 up.
Okay, and what was it?
Oh, I was in 548. I was in dire
girl.
straits. Yeah, my early 20s, I did not make good choices.
How much debt were you in?
It was mainly student loan debt. So, I would say 20K.
How long did that take for you to pay that off? You just paid it off in one lump sum?
Mainly.
So it wasn't credit cards, it was just student loan debt.
I did have credit cards, but I wouldn't say that any of them had a limit that was all that crazy.
Okay, so do you have any 401k, retirement plans, anything like that?
I do have a retirement fund that my financial advisor is going over. So, end game that I would be out of OnlyFans and just into passive income is about 5 years, comfortably.
Okay, and then what's that goal number?
That's sort of ranged where I'm kind of more focused on my parents right now. It's hard to say with how the economy's going to go and how the election's going to go what I think is more feasible.
Right. Yeah, because around the age of 28, you need about 10 million to live for the rest of your life.
Right.
So,
But this wouldn't be that I'm just ending making money in 5 years. It would be that I have so many passive investments that will continue to make me money. I just wouldn't actively be working. But there's no I'm out. I don't have to do a thing ever again. I don't have to make another dollar ever again plan.
do you think you're going to downgrade your lifestyle?
I would love to.
Oh.
I want to live in a cottage
Tea.
in the Pacific Northwest.
So you don't want the big house. You don't care about the flashy cars.
Whenever I'm done with this job, I'm throwing my phone in the ocean
Yeah.
and going off grid and living like a hobbit.
Yeah. It can be hard being on the limelight
It's being you're
a lot.
connected too much, and
Yeah.
I need to disconnect. So my retirement
Literally
is
12 hours.
lowering the lifestyle and just complete disconnect.
Yeah.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
So my retirement, I will happily go bake pies forever.
Sit in your rocking chair.
That sounds
and
great. Maybe
Have a garden.
little animals that I rescue and
Right.
have a very Snow White existence, and that's about it.
So monthly, do you have a specific budget, or you just kind of spend whatever you want?
I have a pretty specific budget, but I've learned that the best thing that you can do financially is just work with people that know it better than you. So
Right. You
whenever
gotta get the right people.
and I feel like I have a really good team that I work with, so I know that things are always working out.
What areas do you think you're overspending, and does your financial team call you out about those things?
Oh, we have plenty of conversations that they're like, Lexus. So yeah, that's normal. But as far as the cars, we've always found a way. It's not ever been something that I'm like, you're going to do it because I said to do it. It's always been something that we've been able to budget for. My overspending is definitely on others. I don't require much. Pretty much anything that I buy is work related.
Yeah, and so your cars are your craziest.
Right.
You
And
have
I
your
don't think that
craziest
that's
things,
a forever thing. I'd have a bicycle. whenever I retire.
Right, like you said you don't even leave your house. Like, do you even like use your cars that much?
Well, when I do though, it adds a little razzle dazzle to your day.
Right. Okay, so how do you plan to improve your financial situation?
I would love to look at investments outside of the space that I'm currently in. I know that I'm kind of very niche and I know what I know, but I would love to branch out more. But I think that that's just who you surround yourself with. I'm a part of a car group. It's actually a supercar group here in Vegas.
Shocker.
But one of the great things is it's just for networking. I've met so many people that have so many ideas in different businesses that I hadn't even thought of.
Right.
And I'm starting to branch out and learn more about that. And I'm very lucky that they're the kinds of people that are just really upfront and honest and like, if I can help you, I will.
Right.
So I would love to just diversify.
Yeah. I think my best advice would be get yourself a credit card.
Sell all of my cars.
Yeah. Get yourself a credit card to get points.
No.
Yeah, as long as you're the one that's in charge of it.
I'm scared.
And not, using it for others. But I think that's definitely the most important thing. Not the most important thing, but one of the things. I would look into investing in stocks. That's personally that's personally where I make mine.
Oh my god, stocks and bonds.
I also make 6 figures a month, and majority of my money goes to my investment account with the stocks. So yeah, that's where I recommend putting your money, just because I've had so much success there. And then the final thing would be, cool off, go to therapy, and put yourself first. Yeah, and then maybe don't buy another supercar after this one.
What do you drive?
Yeah, so I actually just ordered myself a car, and it's a GLE 53 AMG.
A little AMG moment are we having?
Yeah, but before that, I've had a Tesla that I paid $60K for.
Awful. Teslas are terrible.
And it's still fine. I've never had an issue with it. 4
Don't buy a
years.
Tesla.
It's just a Tesla Y model, so it was only $60K. Literally like a drop in the bucket. Now I rewarded myself 4 years later with a car that is still... It's a very nice car.
I have a mom car too.
For me, but it's still a drop in the bucket in the overall aspect of things.
I have my mom car.
That you're getting rid of that one, aren't you, though?
Yeah, in November.
Yeah, for an upgrade to a Lambo. How long did you have that one?
About a year.
Well, that's crazy to me. Why?
It's super cute.
And I'm paying cash for mine, which some people don't normally agree with, but I don't like to have
because
debt,
it is
like
a
I
depreciating asset.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. Sometimes it's just a peace of mind thing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I even learned with my parents and trying to retire them. The fact that they have things that are paid for, and I'm like, your money could be working for you. You could refi. You could do so many different things, and it's the peace of mind of knowing something's paid off. That sometimes that is worth more to people.
Yeah. For a house, I'm definitely probably going to have a mortgage, but I'm going to pay it off a lot quicker.
Right. Not do 30 years.
Yeah, but for the car, for me, it's not to sound, it's basically nothing to just pay for that car, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's what I would say is maybe stick with these cars for a minute. Do you know how much total debt you have with those cars?
But it is something that everyone wants a supercar. That's, something I can sell pretty easily. Any moment that I needed it, I could get rid of it the next day.
Yeah, but it's depreciated. It just doesn't make sense to me. The logic isn't there. At least for me, the logic's not there.
I have a mom car.
That you're getting rid of for the Lambo.
It's a BMW X6 comp.
Yeah, it's a nice car. I don't see what's wrong with it.
It could be better.
You just want something more flashy. It's okay.
For now, yes. It's a great car otherwise.
Well, you're going to go to therapy and,
that's the next investment.
That's the best
The fundamental problem, yes. I like to spoil others more than myself.
Yeah. So that's a core issue. But, it's a great quality,
Gets out of hand when you have the funds, though.
Yeah. One of my coaches always says, things that you can always splurge on is tips. So, just giving good tips. Place where you live is also a key one. Maybe 13.5 thousand is a little excessive. All
I have a
that
tennis
space,
court, though.
but yeah, do you use it?
No.
Yeah, that's the kicker. Those are my key points that I recommend, and I hope you take it.
Thank you for your recommendations. And I appreciate you not being too hard on me.
Next time, I'm going to roast you harder.
Well, I'll take you car shopping next time, too.
Oh, yeah, where's my gift?
Exactly. My new sugar baby.
Yeah, I'm expecting something flashy.
Very flashy. You tell me your favorite designer, we'll figure it out.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.